Go. This video is a response and a reply to Clifford Johnson on YouTube, who asked about my clay setups on the Serpent SRX2 GEN3 and my carpet setups for the SRX2 GEN3. I'm going to start the video off and describe 702 Raceway, which is where my setup is coming from. This is a track local to me. A lot of folks have seen it online. They host have hosted quite a few large races, the J Concepts indoor carpet races, IOCC, IIC. Really good facility, really good track, really good carpet. To understand the setup, I want to kind of explain the track layouts and the track features of 702 so you can understand and kind of connect all the dots for my setup. So 702, it's a very high speed, high grip track. The jumps that are used, or the features that were used, they're the same jumps. We just put them in different positions, use them differently in different parts of the track. Some of the main features that are consistent in most of the layouts, the straightaway. So you're gonna have a long straightaway, high speed. Generally, the entry onto the straightaway will be slow to medium. So you might have a double and then a landing and then straight into the straightaway. So it'll a double, you land, turn 90 degrees, hit the straightaway. And or you could have a roller or be coming out of like 180 that goes onto the straightaway. So that's one of the features that's usually there. The track also uses the straightaway, the whole length of it. The end of the straightaways are usually slow to medium speed. So you're full speed down the straightaway, and then you'll have a sharp left or a sharp right. It could turn into, say, an extended right hand or extended left hand, where you have a decreasing radius, so you're scrubbing speed through the entire corner. And it's not necessarily going to be rounded, but it might be 2 or 3 90 degrees that'll turn you all the way around. So you'll be scrubbing speed and increasing your steering input. Those are two major features of the track. Another major feature or a common feature are wagon wheel or rumble strips in a chicane. The chicanes and usually the layouts are based off of the on-road. So the on-road tracks that 702 will have with their on-road seed will usually feature a lot of technical stuff, and then they'll put the jumps and off-road features on top of the same on-road layout. So you'll have some off-road sections and some technical turns and twists with more features on them that are coming from the on-road. So they make a really good on-road track, which results in a really good off-road track, a real technical part of the track. The carpet that they use is the Crc Carpet, Ozite carpet, a really tight carpet, no strings, lots of fuzz. It's relatively thin. You don't have much compression in the carpet. So if you're downsiding jumps, flat landing, you don't really have any compression in the carpet. It's not going to absorb any load. You're going to go straight to the base wood. A lot of the jumps on the track are like repurposed. So if they have like a hill, a 180 degree turn, you'll go up a ramp, hit a flat side, come down the ramp, doing a 180. They'll use those features. Sometimes it might be in a corner, might be in the center of the track. A lot of floater jumps, where you can hit them full speed. They don't send you, but you might need to land really quickly in order to make a sharp turn afterwards. So there's a lot of features that are reused, but reused in different sections and in different formats, right? You might have a turn that goes into a quick double, or a long sweeper that turns into a big double, or even a roller. So those are some of the features. You really need to kind of average them all out, but for the most part, your setup shouldn't change too much from track layout to track layout. I have my setup sheet here. I'll go over the setup sheet, try and correlate it to the parts when you're building your buggy or when you're going to tune it. So I'll cover cover the setup sheet first, and then move over to the book and then show you the actual car and how I have the parts. So for my shocks, I usually run a similar oil or a oil one step softer in the rear. I'm using Aeromax oils and CST rated oils. I think they're a little bit more consistent than if you were to run, say, like a 32.5 associated, which is a 30 TLR. So I'm just using the straight CSTs, and these are Aeromax oils that I'm using. So starting up with the shock absorbers, I'm running 400 front and rear CST with the green spring out front, purple Astro rear. Those I don't believe are in the kit, but those are easily available. It's emulsion style. I fill them up, drain them one time, compress the shock one time, and then put the bleeder cap in. And then they usually come out 2 to 3 millimeter rebound. That's fine for me. Some people want no rebound, some people want a lot of rebound, but that's how I run it. Kit limiters, so inside the shocks, underneath the pistons, I'm running the kit. I can't remember what they were. I think maybe 1.5 and 1.5 millimeter limiters inside there. The limiters aren't too critical for the carpet because you're running low ride heights, not that much droop. Pistons, stock pistons, 1.5 4-hole up front, 1.6 4-hole up back. Again, stock pistons, emulsion style. I'm currently not running any anti-roll bars, front and rear, because I like to tune, I like to use my camber links and use the roll centers to kind of minimize how much roll bars or anything like that I need to put. Doesn't mean I'm super fast. I'm sure if I had more time and was able to put more time into tuning anti-roll bars, I could probably gain a little bit of time. But for me, that just adds another thing to tune and another thing to, another interval that you need to get correct in order to put it all together. And I like to try and keep it as simple as I can, because I do, one weekend I might be on carpet, next weekend on clay, so I don't like to change too much. I'm not the fastest guys. At 702, you got Brock Champlin, Blake Champlin, Kevin Kimberly, Oscar Spratley. Those guys usually out front. The fast guys, TLRs, Associated, those guys can tell you those setups and what they run. But again, this is the Serpent. So running a gear diff, all 4 teeth or all 4 spider gears. Some guys take the, go 2, but I'm running full gear diff, full spiders, all of them. Diff height, I'm running at 3. So it means the diff is a little bit higher. I'm running a 13.5 and my gearing is 24 pinion, a 72 tooth spur. Motor, 13.5 McLaren, the 100 amp Pico. Those are all, I know they got the new Speedo out, but that's what I've been running. I'm only running 100 amp because I used to normally just run 21.5, 17.5, and every once in a while I'll dip into a 13.5, but now I'm just running 13.5s and faster, just to try and gain some skill, gain some speed, learn to drive better. Wings and such, the body, I'm running the kit Serpent body. I don't know if there's any other bodies. It's not the lightweight one, it is the the normal body. I don't have any cutouts. As you can see, I'm not cut out for any air holes or anything like that. I don't have the spur gears cut out, but it's the kit body. Now for the wings, you usually need to get a aftermarket wing. Otherwise the wing will rub on the tires. So even the 6.5 inch J Concept or Serpent wing, under full compression, you can have the tire hitting the wing. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully the camera's good. So if it's a flat wing, it'll come over and hit the tire when you're in a sweeper or in a turn. So I found that I like the J Concept wing the best. So coming up front, I started running a front wing now. I used to not run a front wing when I was running 17.5 and 21.5 because you really weren't going too fast to use it. But now I'm running a front wing. Front wing, I think, is our minimum compromise because at 702, if you don't have your front shocks protected, they could easily cut the carpet, and that's a RC faux pas. It's because of 10 scales on road and 12 scale pan cars run on that. We want to keep the surface good for everybody, so we usually have to run a protector. The protector, shock tower protector used to run or do run is the RudeBits. Got them from Serpent UK, and I run it behind. So here's the shock tower. You actually run it behind, and then your shock bolt comes through the back, goes through this hole, goes through the shock tower, and then you have the normal standoff. But you do need to get a longer bolt by about 2 millimeters. So I think it's a 22 mil bolt, and I think you run a 24. So going back to the setup sheet, tires. If it's a major race, one of the J Concepts race, IOCC, IIC, they usually have a control tire, and usually the control tire is the J Concepts pin downs. For club racing, you can run whatever you want. You can run Schumacher's tires, you can run the Proline Prisms, J Concepts, whatever you want, but it's usually going to be in a carpet compound. But for the controlled races, it's almost always a J Concepts pin down. Now, one of the downsides to the J Concepts pin downs, while it's a good tire, when the pins wear down and they get rounded out, you kind of lose a bit of bite, mostly forward bite. The next downside is the actual